Hello, Proxy Table Gaming fans. I am Hyper G with Lucky Sixes.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Whee! We're teleporting ourselves into round three of Urkenork. For me, I can't remember which round was it you reported on for your games, your gaming.
Don't
I can't remember. It doesn't really matter because we're not telling you about how the team does. I'll tell you at the end of this report how the
These are
team does
just
because this is the
choice
last
battle reports.
Canuck one. We're
Yes.
just picking out the beauties in this wonderful tournament that we attended. But yes, I took on Undying Dynasties in this one with my Dread Elves. My third effort with Dread Elves because this was round three. I remember how round two went. Probably not. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not reporting on it.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. This was an interesting one because it was a very chariot heavy Undying Dynasties list.
Ooh,
And I
okay.
don't think that any of the teammates, so yourself, Tony, Paul, and Ali, fancied taking it on
Very good.
because of its impact hit potential. I was very well aware that Dread Elves don't do well against impact hits either. So I was going into this thinking, how on earth can
We
I
shall
get out
see.
of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an interesting one, but we'll get to his list in a minute. Two Sanction Warlocks, Adept, both of them. Cosmology and Evocation, loving it. Loving those two laws together. Loving the six spells. Just so good. Selecting Officer BSB, Mastery of Slaughtery, whatever it is. He didn't even get into combat in round one when we stood off against the Barrow Knights, so I
Yeah.
didn't really get much effect of that.
Yeah, it was a tactical
But yes,
standoff, so
it
we'll see
was.
if
It
this one's
was.
any different.
Yeah, we will. Big block of spears, a second block of spears with the altar of Nabbed, which doesn't give them Strider. And Shadow Riders with their Standard Bearer, which came into effect last game. 10 big block of Dread Knights, which are awesome. Another big block of Temple Militants, which are awesome if they can survive shooting and impact hits, I guess. Yeah, two yachts for Harpies and a Kraken for funnage. That was my list. Going over to the Undying Dynasties, he had a Deathcut Hierarch. This was terracotta. I've not seen terracotta in many
Yeah.
years. Like the fact that it's still in an army book is incredible because it was like
Yeah,
one of the
very cool.
first things that came out in Ninth Age, I think.
Yeah,
One of the original Undying Dynasties book with all the lore in it came
it
out.
was. Yeah.
And basically, terracotta means that you get +1 res on a lot of units. So there's some tough units coming at me. And basically they're statues, terracotta,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But yeah, he was a wizard master on evocation with the mimic cloak, so stand behind. Soul conduit. What does that do these days? Is that extra magic or different? I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend I know, but it probably boosted his magic in some way. You got Pharaoh on a. Oh, is that the one on the chariot? No, that's he has a great aspis bow. Which one? Which ones? I know his nomarchs are both on the chariots.
No, Max.
So he had
Yeah.
two characters on chariots, is what he did, and the pharaoh is just shooting a bow,
Probably in the
basically.
Necro Guard as well with
Yes,
Godslayer.
exactly. That makes sense. I was forgetting that unit because that is there. Yeah, his core is two chariots, 2 units of 5 chariots, Legion charioteers. They're actually like I don't know if they got the benefit of the extra res because they're not like statues or they're not relevant to statues. I can't
I
remember
don't know.
who
There
it
might be
was.
different things for different heights
Yeah,
and
there's
stuff like
different.
that. So
That's it. That is it. Yeah, but either way, big blocks of chariots with non-marks in, pretty tough. If they can charge you, they're going to hurt a lot, effectively. Then he had his Necro Guard, which is a unit that is very rightly feared in the world of Ninth Age.
you know,
This
so many
one wasn't
rules, so
quite,
many
yeah.
rules.
I know, yeah. And you try and you go into combat with them, and suddenly you realize I can't actually hurt them. But that's only in some versions. This version didn't really have those whistles and bells because isn't it like the Death Mask of Tepuk or something or
Yes,
other?
yeah, yeah,
There's an
yeah.
item that gives distracting or something along those lines. I can't remember what it is. And usually it like combined with divination in the old days, or something or other. This isn't that. This is just a unit of Necro Guard with the Pharaoh in. So not quite as scary, but nonetheless, they're still
With the
blooming good.
terracotta-ness.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, still rock solid. Then he's got 2 units of Shabti archers, which adds to the problem of the impact hits because I do not like shooting against me. I'm Dread Elves. I will die horribly to shooting. So yeah, this wasn't a great matchup for me really. But I was going in it with a smile, and that's about it. Spearhead and secure target. I love the secure target one because it's one I completely understand. So I know
Yeah,
what I'm doing with
so
secure target. I don't know if that is where the secure target is. No, I think it is. I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Anyway, deployment. You will notice that I did exactly the same with my Kraken and my Dread Knights. They are pairing up again. And
tag
we'll see
team.
how that goes this time. Exactly. They work together, those two boys. They got unit harpies to help them out as well. Reason being that I'm the opposite the unit chariots. And yeah, if the chariots get the jump on me, that's the problem. So one turn of chaffing could be all I need. Um, in the middle, I've got the Altar of Nabbed. That's my shooting missile magic.
Yeah,
Pew pew, and keeping the augment spells able to go one way or the other, basically. Unit Harpies behind because I don't want them shot off too early, and I want to decide where I want to go with that chaff unit. Then I got my spears in bus formation. Reason being is because I suspect that if I go into combat, I'm going to take impact hits, die a
yeah,
lot, and need some combat res.
yeah,
And whereas being wider won't actually help because I probably won't have the models to sustain a wide formation after impact hits. So that was the thinking with that. The militants don't go quite as wide, similar reasons. Because I just don't think I can sustain things. The Shadow Riders go up to get behind the hill with their vanguard because
yeah.
he's got his archers facing me. Speaking of that flank, he's got the chariots with the non-marks. In the middle, he's got the Necro Guard and the other unit Shabtis. 5 units is all he's got
Yeah,
with
it's not a
characters
lot.
in.
The terracotta
So
does make you
yeah,
more elite.
exactly. So I was quite intrigued by this because I did out unit him. So I was thinking to
Yeah,
myself, I can probably outmaneuver this, but my issue is I can only outmaneuver it if he doesn't shoot me off beforehand.
yeah,
Because those Shabti archers are very good.
yeah.
They are quite high strength, so there is a little bit wasted on me in that respect. But speaking of shooting, he opens up with his Shabti archers on the harpies. Poor the bullied harpies.
Yeah.
He just starts killing my chaff, which makes absolute sense. And speaking of killing chaff, I thought I was behind the hill with my Shadow Riders.
Oh
Uh,
no.
Turns out Warhall, being wonderful Warhall, he could draw a tiny little
Warhall's
line
too good.
beyond the hill.
And of course, they don't care
Tiniest
about cover or
line.
anything.
They don't care about cover or anything, so all they needed to do was see me, and the Shadow Riders are dead, pretty much. So
Yeah.
I lose a unit of chaff and half a unit of chaff as well. There's my assassin. He's there. He's waiting to come on. Don't forget the assassin. I move forward because I kind of need to. The Dread Elves, the Dread Knights, I'm all Dread Elves. Dread Knights and the Kraken move forward. The Harpies stay back because I don't think that I can get them there to chaff in 2 turns. So he's just going to shoot me. So I may as well, force him to stay in range of them, I guess. Don't know what I was thinking with them really. Didn't move. Oh, I know why I didn't move them. I panicked. I
Oh.
panicked in the previous turn to the shooting, so I couldn't
Oh
move
right.
them.
Oh,
I
not
did manage
not
to rally
panicked
them.
in real life. It was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna
I
leave them there.
don't know what to do. I'm just gonna panic. Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, the unit panicked, so I had to
Yeah.
rally them in after my movement, basically, while they stay put. Otherwise, the spears, the militants, and the altar move forward into the fray. I needed to get on with combat, and the other harpies just hide behind a building now because I
Yeah.
was a bit like, where's Warhol going to find the line to them?
So he's
So
not
yeah,
moving too much either. This
no,
is his turn of
no,
movement, and really, it's moving back a little bit, sideways
yep,
here and there, and shuffling
yep.
around.
Yep, planning to plink off a few of my models here and there with his archers.
Oh,
But really, I was going towards the secure target, thinking to myself, is he going to come at me to challenge these? Or is he
yeah.
waiting for me to make a mistake? Which is probably true, because who wouldn't? Um, and yeah, it was really intriguing how this one started, a little bit tentatively. He shoots some Dread Knights, and I think he was a bit disappointed with. Well, it was quite fair that he was disappointed. Really, only kills one harpy with a magic
Yeah.
spell. Um, yeah, a bit unlucky there, and kills a couple of Dread Knights. Kills a militant, which is not bad at all.
Yeah, just plinking, plinking.
Yeah, plinking a few things here and there. I move my harpy now that I can into the middle, just so that he has to turn his unit. Not that it matters because they're hitting on 5s anyway, or possibly 4s. Can't remember. They always hit on their normal to hit, don't they? The Undying
I think
Dynasties.
there might be 4. I think they might be pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're 4. I think they are as well. But I decided to bite the bullet, and you know how I was thinking this is a bad matchup at the start of the battle. I was indeed, but I was also thinking to myself, he hasn't got many units.
Yeah.
If I force him to commit, then if I can clear the table, then I can really make the most of the fact that I have got more units,
Yeah.
and I can outscore him for the secure target.
Sure.
So if I make him commit a chariot unit, it might decimate one of my units on the way through. But if I can
As long
clear
as
off
you
a unit of
decimate
his
him while getting
in
decimated.
return,
Yeah.
exactly. So my spears move onto the obstacle to give him distracting. And I'm thinking if the skeleton chariots want to come into that, yes, they'll impact hit me, but they won't do many damage with their actual normal attacks, including
Yeah.
the Nomarch. And then if I can just hold that because I'll have steady or whatever it was called at this iteration, and
Solid.
then I can countercharge. Solid, yeah, gaseous.
Yes.
Um, and I put some spells off as well. This, I believe, is one of my opponent's choices in terms of movement, and I think he revises it because I think the
He
next picture
does.
shows
He
something a bit
does.
different.
Yes. This is his
But
his Shabty archers aren't actually there. They're just looking to
no,
see whether you come up.
yeah, this was
Because
mid-movement
even
because
after you get the magic spells off, boom, they
yeah,
come in.
comes in. He changed his mind and basically decided not to go in, not to chaff me with the Shabti archers,
Yeah.
and to come in with the chariots. And I was scared. I'm not gonna say I wasn't scared about this. It wasn't like a master plan or anything. But I was very much, well, this is kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to commit his chariots so that my militants could get a counter charge. What I didn't want is for like the spears to go down in one combat and not to be there. But I was hoping I could just grind him out with a bit of help on that side.
Yeah.
My altar is a bit scared of his necro guard in the middle, but
Yeah.
just
Coming up.
yeah, bit scared of that. But yeah, then the combat. Wow, a lot of
Death
tallies were
everywhere.
done. Death everywhere. I mean, yeah, he killed a
But we're
lot of
still
my unit.
what would have been steady, which is so if we have
Yes.
steady, solid, and
Hmm.
yeah, as the two sort of things.
Yeah,
So you were
exactly.
steady.
So I was only on a minus small amount penalty, basically.
Yes.
I didn't have enough ranks to be the better one. Um, and but I passed my test.
Yeah.
And in return, I kill a chariot. I think it was just one chariot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And this opens the door to me to get some counter charges. Now,
Combo
you
charges.
remember combo charges, indeed, because in the last battle report, when we were doing the army list, I did take a moment to explain my awesomeness in combo charges. So I could basically I got maximized reroll charges if I
Yeah.
combo charge stuff. Now, the the Dread Knights, did not get that because they were the only ones charging against the Shabti archers. But the Shabti archers on the left, their flag, the standard bearer,
Yeah.
there's a tiny little skull behind them. That is one wound done to the Shabti archers. That was done by one of my wizards to do a tiny little wound to those Shabti archers.
So they're
Reason
bleeding.
being, they are bleeding. And that meant I got scent of blood off on the Dread Knights, which meant I got maximized charge
So you
on them.
literally drew blood from a stone in
I
order to
drew
get the
blood
charge.
from a stone and needed a 6, but I was double maximized on the Dread Knights. And I got it. I got it. I got into the
Baby.
Shabti archers. That meant that the Necro Guard were facing the wrong way. I think I got 6 as well on the altar unit with the
Yeah.
spears, the small unit. But they were maximized rerollable. The militants didn't need much at all, and I was just like, yes,
This
combo
is it.
charges, baby.
This is it.
Took it and went it for it and got it, and woo hoo. And yeah, this was awesome. The altar unit didn't even need to maximize very much, so I could plan a overrun into the Shop the Archers as well. catch them with their stone
Cool.
pants down.
And you chaff the
I
necro guard
chaffed
just in case.
chaffed the necro guard with the harpies, just so that they couldn't get into the flank of the altar as well. And yeah, everything's coming up hyper G right now. But can I
RPG.
seize on this? Can I seize? Well, there's a little bit of a false start here. The Dread Knights, who were wounding on twos, you know what? You know who did
I mean,
most
you
of the
did
wounding
8
in this
wounds.
combat? Yeah, yeah, I did. But the Dread Knights have had 10 attacks, like hitting on threes, wounding on twos.
Yeah.
And then I had Raptors who had 2 attacks each in the front, at least, one in the back. So I had 15 Raptors. So I was thinking I'd do a bit more than this because there was AP2 on the Raptors. They were strength 4. I was thinking I would do a bit more than this. The Raptors did most of the work. The Dreadnoughts on
Oh,
top
right. Okay.
properly forgot how to swing their weapons. But yeah, so it was a bit of a grind there, and I was kind of hoping I might blow through them a bit so I could then,
Uh-huh.
move on. But yeah, it's all right. Should be okay.
However,
Um,
on the other
However, in the
side,
other combat, it was a absolute devastating move to destroy the chariots. They were destroyed outright,
yeah.
really. I
Okay.
was attacking first, so this what was left of my spear block didn't have any problems. I think my assassin is on somewhere at this point, probably in the militants
We'll,
at this
we'll,
point,
we'll say
maybe.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't forget him. I know I didn't forget him. And yeah, um, it was
Nice.
awesome. I didn't couldn't overrun with my spears because they hadn't charged. He was dead to a man, so there was no overrunning or anything. The militants just moved so that they could then threaten the necro guard once I'd moved my spears out of the way because my
Yeah.
spears were not planning on doing anything the rest of the battle. I overran with my small spears with the altar into the archers, thinking, yeah, grind them down a bit. I was a little bit worried about that though, because I have got 2 sanctioned warlocks in the front rank.
Sure.
So the archers could technically kill both my wizards. But
Yeah. But I guess
I
this is
was
an
just,
example of how having less units you can get outmaneuvered, and
yeah,
just if a
mm,
few of them start falling, then it becomes very difficult for you.
exactly, exactly. That was the thinking there. Yeah. Yeah. What changes here? In
Some
his turn,
spells.
no,
No.
yeah, possibly not. I have a
Oh,
feeling that did he charge with his chariots into the flank of my dread knights? He could see them beyond the hill. Another one of those
okay.
weird Warhall lines.
I don't
Let's
think
go
he could
back.
have. Surely not.
No, it doesn't look it, does it?
Surely he can't see you there. So
No, it
maybe
doesn't
he
look
just
it.
turns around because he also later on
Yeah.
does a little magic move with them.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe it's not a magic move. I think maybe I was a bit hasty with my pictures, and I
Okay,
was just taking them a bit early, a bit like the archers chaffing me earlier. So I think maybe I just timed my screenshots wrong. But yeah, that's how he
sure.
ends up. And now he can see my dread knights because the one that, like, yeah, I think he can anyway.
Okay.
Um, yeah, he kills my harpies in the middle, so the necro guard are now free. I do manage to grind out a few of the Shabti archers with my altar.
Yeah. Okay.
And I kill a few more Shabti archers with my Dread Knights. Although I am losing a few Dread Knights on the way through, which is a little bit of a concern because I was hoping that I would do something more with them the rest of the battle, but should
Sure.
should
Not
get the
too
job
many
done.
though. You've only lost
So
2 in
4,
combat.
yeah, true, true, yep. And I move my Kraken up, and I move my spears out the way of my militants as well. Now, the purple tokens are the scoring tokens on the secure target. So I
Yeah.
wasn't moving my militants away from that just yet because I wanted to get 1 or 2 up on the secure target. Um, so yeah, I wasn't playing too aggressively with them. I did think that this possibly meant that I would have to lose my altar because I couldn't bail them out of
Protect
that
it.
fight
Yeah.
with the Necro Guard. I wanted to get the objective rather than that. I was doing quite well though against the archers in the middle, killing them. I have a feeling I may have lost both my wizards at this point.
Yeah.
I could be
Sure.
wrong. He might have been just attacking the unit, but I don't think so. So yeah, that grind's going to go badly as soon as the Necro Guard get in. And the Dread Knights finally finish off the other archers, so that's cool.
Yeah. It's
And
nice.
yeah, looking good. Just yeah, he hasn't got many units left. Didn't start with many, hasn't got many. Um, the chariots charged into the Dread Knights, and I ran because I am not fighting that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and his necro guy going to the flank of my altar, which I have not attempted to save in any way.
Yeah,
So I felt like it was a lost cause, and if I tried to save it, I would end up losing more points.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm 2 tokens up now on the objective, which is awesome, unassailable, really.
Oof.
He kills a whole load of dread of spears, which is fine. It's expected, and I believe I do flee at this point. Um, it looks like I may have a wizard left, actually,
Yeah,
somehow,
sure.
with 1 wound left.
But no other
Um,
guys. Yeah.
yeah, weirdly, I flee a tiny distance and get away. Which is a bit weird,
Yeah.
but nonetheless appreciated. It meant that he had all sorts of decisions to make over what he was going to do. I turned my spears towards the archers and the necro guard, and kept my militants at a distance because I wanted to see where he was going. And we both
Yeah.
got this big altar in the middle between us that is fleeing
Yeah.
and like getting in the way of both of us from making any decisive moves. My Kraken decides to pack up and be done because he doesn't want to take on the chariots on his own. If I fail a Kraken charge, then he just gets
Yeah.
impact hit to
Just
death.
keep
So
its points.
exactly. Yeah, that's the thinking. Over here, he charges with his archers into the altar because I rallied, which
Yeah.
was insane. Um, was I right to rally there, or should I
Oh
have
no, no. He
moved?
he charged you and you are shaken so you don't move. But
Okay, right,
you will
yeah.
die like this.
Yes. Oh, right, yeah, sure. So I think he takes it back. He doesn't actually do it.
Oh, okay.
Uh, he
But
kept
he
on
does
making decisions and then going back to other
sure.
decisions.
But
So
inevitably he does kill you
he does kill me.
and
Yes,
his
exactly.
archers end up there.
Yes, and I think the reason for that is he kept on doing loads of calculations onto what he would get if he killed the altar and lost the archers. And he was also thinking about whether to put the necro guard in or not. So there was a lot of toing and froing about what he was actually doing. So I took a few
Sure.
pictures thinking his turns were over, and they weren't over. They were just being revised. It
Yeah.
didn't take long, so credit to my opponent there. Like he might have been indecisive with trying a few options, but he did it really quickly, so it was
Yeah.
fine. It just I never knew when to take the picture.
Sure.
But anyway, he gets the points for the altar, which I thought was overdue. I thought he could have killed that 2 or 3 turns ago, so I was happy that
Yeah.
it was at that point. And then obviously that meant that with me having the primary objective, I could then go into the archers and kill them, which was cool. Um, and that was that, as they say. And that's how the battle ended up with, yeah, with he having 2 of his 5 units left on the board, me having the chunks of most of my main stuff alive.
Yeah.
I got the secure target. What was the secondary in this? Did I say what the secondary was? Maybe there
No.
wasn't one. Maybe this was the one where it was 4 points, the primary,
Sure.
actually.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because I don't remember there being one. That's not the score.
No, that's not the score.
That's not the score.
This isn't the
But
score.
you got the right armies, but not the right numbers. I
Yes.
think I won 15-5. Is that right?
You did. Yes.
Yeah,
Scrap this.
I won
In fact,
15-5.
let's talk as if it's just on the screen now because it is. What are you talking about?
Okay.
What do you
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
it's absolutely
What do you
right.
mean
Yeah,
this
of course
isn't the
it is.
score? This is the score.
This is the score. Yes, I win
Crazy.
15-5, folks. Awesome. Yeah, so I won on points, and I won on primary as well, which is awesome. And going into this thinking I was going to get myself impact hit and shot to death, I was really pleased with the result. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't be pleased with a 15-5 or whatever it was? But
It's 15 5.
yeah,
It's what's on the screen.
of course it is.
Yeah.
Uh, um, yeah, I felt like that move I made with the spears, moving them onto the wall and forcing his hand to take a chariot charge with the impact hits. I felt like that was a bold move, but turned out to be a right move.
Yeah.
And another day it doesn't work because you don't get the counter charges off, or the Dread Knights don't do what they do on their flank. But overall, yeah, I just felt like it just turned out nicely this one.
Yeah. Well
Um,
done. El Capitan
and
leading the way.
yeah, yeah, it went well. It went well.
Yeah.
So this brings to an end our Arcanaught coverage, doesn't it?
It does.
We finished about mid-table in the tournament as a team.
Yep.
Slightly below mid-table, I think, because we came across Well, we played Team England, didn't we? I don't know how it went on in
We
round
did,
4.
but yeah. So
Um,
what happened in the end was that there was 8 the people who went through to the next round, wasn't it? So the
yes,
knockouts,
yeah.
so to
So it
speak.
was
So,
only
but yeah,
really a big thing for the ones at the top, wasn't it?
yeah.
And we weren't really challenging that in the last
Yeah, we
couple of
got to
rounds.
we needed a big win, and I think I might have played
Yeah.
first and lost, so we were like, so,
Oh,
right, okay, well that's
all
over.
good.
Let's just have
All
some
good.
fun, boys. But yeah, we did have
Yeah.
lots of fun in the Erkenhawk,
Mm,
and thanks very much for putting it on, guys. In obviously
yeah.
in cahoots with Warhall. Go check out their channel as well. Their
Yeah.
YouTube channel. If you haven't
Mm,
seen them already, I imagine
mm.
most people already are on board with them. But if you haven't, go check them out.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
go check us out as well. Not just here, but on other places. And yeah, we've got some cool battles coming up in terms of
We do.
Warhall
Yeah.
and some real life. I've signed up to a few tournaments actually. I've
Mm,
got at least 2, if not 3, for the rest of the year. To be fair, not
yeah.
imminently, but yeah. So coming up. So we will
Yeah.
get. We're working towards that way of 100. Quite slowly at the minute, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we need some people to like just book days off and all
Yes.
play us in 2 hours each day. I don't know. I mean, do it if you're up for it. Group
Yeah.
of people, come and find us.
But
Make
yeah,
it
we're
little effort
cracking
for
on,
us.
and we've got some good stuff coming up. I'm going to the Reading tournament that is one dayer, and then
Awesome.
in the end of the year, I know we've got TC and
Mm.
the Milton Keynes or
Mm.
Daventry
Yeah.
tournament coming up as well, which we're looking forward to with Tony and his War Fantasy Pod gaming
Of
cast.
gaming. Yes. Good stuff. Never gets old. Not to us anyway.
Not to us, yes. The only one that
Yeah.
laughed, but yeah. Right, we will leave it there for today. Got a nice, short, sharp one and a very nice win, Hyper G, with the Dread Elves online.
Delighted. I really enjoyed
Look,
Dread Elves. Really enjoyed them.
yeah. Yeah, and we're looking forward to some other stuff that we will be mixing up in terms of armies as well coming up.
Mhm.
I know I've played behind closed doors, played a game with Warriors. I've got Beast Herds I'm looking at, and Kingdom of Echtane, hopefully, if I can get my head
Yeah.
around it.
And I'm going to go green, whether it be ogres or
Yes.
orcs. I'm not sure. Probably orcs.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Look
So
forward to playing a bit
what we're
of them.
saying is there is plenty to look forward to, as well as RuneWorld, which we haven't mentioned in a while, on our Sunday slot. I said slot there. If you want to go check out we are building a PTG empire.
We are.
And with associates and raids and things like that. So it's quite fun.
It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Yeah, we're enjoying ourselves.
So, yeah.
Being
Otherwise, yeah, very much so. And we'll soon be doing some more geeky stuff that's completely random as well. So just to add to that. Yeah.
That'll
Stay
do ya.
safe. That'll do me. That'll do him. And until next time, see you later.
Get your kids on back, relax, with Proxy.